Okay, let's solve the system's equations using elimination. And the first thing, it needs to be, and make sure it's in the format, you need ax plus by equals c. Okay, and so here we have xyc, xyc. Okay, that's step one. And by the way, I'll have a summary at the end of I'm going to work two problems at the end of the second problem. So you can jump forward to that at the end, so I'll have a summary. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this equation underneath the other one. So I kind of have a subtraction problem. Okay, and so let's do that. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to eliminate either an x or a y so that I get it separated. So this is easy. Remember, these are beginning type questions. I can eliminate the 3x. So now all I do is I subtract 6 and negative 4 is 2y equals, and then 3 minus 1 is 2. I'm then going to divide by 2 to get y by itself. So y is equal to 1. So now what I do is I can plug it into either one of these equations, the y into that, to get x. And I'm going to go ahead and plug it in here. I'm going to go 3x plus 6 times 1 equals 3. Okay, so now I have 3x plus 6 equals 3. I'm going to move the 6 to the other side by subtracting 6 from both sides. Okay, so now I have 3x equals 6 minus 3 is, 6 and negative 6 is negative 3. I'm then going to divide through by 3. So x becomes negative 1. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have y is 1 and x equals negative 1. Now I need to check my work. So let's plug it in. So now we have 3 times negative 1, I'm using this formula, plus 6 times the y, which is 1, equals 3. So let's see if that happens. 3 times 1 is negative 3, plus 6 times 1 is 6, equals 3. 6 and negative 3 equals 3. So we have 3 equals 3. So there we go. We've checked our work. We know that it works. Let's work another problem. Okay, let's go ahead and work this next example. Remember, it needs to be in ax plus by equals c. So this is xyc, xyc. So it's in the correct order. So I'm going to move this one underneath. Negative 5x plus y equals, this is a negative 6. Sorry about that. Negative 6. Okay, so now, if you'll notice, the y's, you have a negative y and a positive y, so they just cancel. Remember, these are beginning problems, so it's pretty easy. So now, let's just subtract. Negative 5x and 4x is negative 1x equals negative 6, and negative 6 is negative 12. Now all I have to do is I want x by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. So we have x is equal to 12. Okay? Now, in order to get y, I'm just going to plug it in to the first formula, the 4x minus y equals negative 6. So we have 4 times 12 minus y equals negative 6. So now 4 times 12 is 48 minus y equals negative 6. Now let's subtract both sides. Let's get rid of this 48 or move to the other side. Let's subtract 48 from both sides. Okay, and so now that becomes, these cancel, negative y equals negative 54. So now all we do is we want to get rid of the negative, and so we divide, there's a 1 right there, divide each side by negative 1. Okay, and so y equals 54. So now we have x equals 12, y equals 54. Now what we need to do is check our work. Okay, to save a little time, I went ahead and used these two equations and I plugged in the x and the y. So now we have 4 times 12 minus 54 should equal negative 6. 4 times 12 is, we have, I'm going to write it right here. There's a lot going on here. We have 48 minus 54, and that should equal negative 6. Negative 54 and a positive 48 is indeed a negative 6 equals negative 6. So far it's looking good. So now let's plug in the next one. We have 5 times 12, that becomes negative 60, plus 54 equals negative 6. Negative 60 and positive 54 is indeed negative 6 equals negative 6. So our two answers were correct. So